So we have to first prove that the motion is simple harmonic motion. We can do that if we remember that we have to prove that x double dot is minus n squared x minus c. So if it's in that format, we're good. So let's have a look. What have we got for x? 10, 8 sine 2t, 6 cos 2t. Let's go for x dot. 10 disappears, 8 sine 2t becomes 16 cos 2t. Cos goes to minus sine, so we've got minus 12 sine 2t. So x double dot, we've got a minus 32 because cos goes to minus sine. The sine goes to cos, so we've got minus 24 cos 2t. Alright, so if we look, we want to include x in there, and x has got an 8 sine 2t. So if I put, 8 fours are 32, so if I factorize by minus 4, I should get the 8 sine 2t. I'm going to also get a plus 6 cos 2t, but of course x has a plus 10 here as well, so I'm going to add 10 and minus 10. So that whole bit becomes x, and then we've got minus 10 there. So it's in simple harmonic motion. So I'll just put, therefore, it's simple harmonic motion with, so C is for the centre, so it's got centre 10. And the n in this case, so we've got minus 2 squared, so n is 2, and remember the period is 2 pi on n, so the period is pi. We've also got the amplitude, and probably the easiest way to look at the amplitude is to have a look at really our coefficients of sine and cos. So we've got an 8 and a 6. So the easiest way really is just to do 8 squared, 6 squared. So it's 3, 4, 5 doubled, so it's 10. So we have an amplitude of 10. Okay, so what do we have to do next? Find correct for sig figs when the particle first reaches the origin. Alright, so when it first reaches the origin, that of course is when x is equal to 0. So let's make x, let's make x equal to 0. Alright, so I'll use this up here. So we've got 0 equals 10 plus 8 sine 2t, 6 cos 2t. Alright, so if we put that 10 on the other side, it becomes minus 10, and at the same time I'm going to halve everything. So this is actually becomes a 4 sine 2t and a 3 cos 2t. Alright, so again, this is a 3, 4, so we know this is going to be 5 sine of the angle plus something else. So you can use, let's use alpha. Oh, let's use epsilon, doesn't matter. Alright, so this is going to give us negative 1 equals sine 2t plus epsilon. And let's find what epsilon is. So if we expand sine 2t plus epsilon, we get sine 2t cos epsilon plus sine epsilon cos 2t. Alright, so which bits are missing here? So the sine 2t, so this cos epsilon is going to be 4, has to equal the 4 part. And the bit that's missing here is the sine epsilon, so that's going to have to equal the 3. So from those two, if I do sine on cos, tan epsilon will be 3/4. So epsilon equals inverse tan of 3/4. Alright, So if that's the case, let's go back over here. So inverse sine of -1, so actually I'll put that the 2t plus epsilon on this side, and inverse sine of -1, so -1, so that's 3 pi on 2. So if I'm looking for t, I'm going to do 3 pi on 2 minus epsilon and divide that by 2. Let's divide it by 2 now by making that a 4 and that a half. Alright, so we are going to end up with 3/4 pi minus half of epsilon, and epsilon is inverse tan of 3/4. So putting that in the calculator, you will get approximately to 4 sig figs 2.034.